All right. Well, welcome to one and all. There's a rumor that it's Sunday, so that's probably why everybody's here, coincidentally. Welcome to Unity of Calgary, Sunday, June the 14th. And today, we have a real treat for you. Janice and Cara Butler, who I'm sure by the end of this will be, if you don't know them well by now, you will have a newfound respect at the end of today's talk. And I feel quite privileged, I must say, to be leading the music today. And later later on, I'll be playing a song that I wrote specifically for you two. And you guys can listen, but it was written specifically for Janice and Cara. And we're going to start with a song called Something Wonderful, which I believe actually you won't get lyrics because it's kind of a bonus song. You know, like when you sign up for something and they send you this bonus Ginsu knife kind of thing. Well, this is your Ginsu knife. It's called Something Wonderful. And that must be referring to all of you guys. And my name is Doug Warren. And I want to introduce the band because I'm stepping in for our usual music director, Anthony Burbage, who's away. And when I step in, I'm like the house guest that you invite in and they move all the furniture. So everything's a little different today. This is Gail on drums. And Ray on bass. And Patty is going to be helping us with the vocals. And then, and you guys, you get to do all the applause and sing along and all that stuff. So, Something Wonderful. I've come here seeking freedom. I've come here seeking peace. I've come here to go deeper to the truest part of me. It's here in this place, I can see it on each face. It's here where we are, I can feel it in my heart. Something wonderful is happening here today. Something wonderful is happening here in me. It's real, yes it's true. It's my spirit shining through. Something wonderful is happening here today. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. I've come here to remember who I truly am inside. I've come here to release it. I no longer have to hide. Yes, here I can let go. I can let my feelings show. Here in this place, I can show my spirit free. Something wonderful is happening here today. Something wonderful is happening here in me. It's real and it's true. It's my spirit shining through. Something wonderful is happening here today. I want you, all the things I have been through. You see, and it's clear, every step has led me here. It's here in this room that I'll find my deepest truth. Here, I just know that I'll find my spirit. Something wonderful happening here in me. It's real and it's true. It's my spirit shining through. Something wonderful is happening here today. Something wonderful is happening here today. All right. Well, it is something wonderful that you guys have your part figured out. Just have fun, clap, make noise. It's okay to use your outside voices here, too. And now I think there's a song. Yeah, you got the words. Oh, there goes your excuses. And a song called There's Beauty Everywhere. I was going to get to that part. I'd like to invite everybody to stand. And we're kicking that off all together. You're the boss, right? Gail's the boss on this one. So I'll tell you what, he's a nice boss. There's beauty down below and beauty up above. Beauty in the past and what is yet to come. There's beauty in the lows and beauty in the highs. Beauty in the glow and beauty in the night. There is beauty, beauty, beauty everywhere. There is beauty, beauty, so best you be aware. There is beauty in my tears and beauty in my smile. There's beauty in my fears, even when it's in disguise. There's beauty in the truth. There's beauty in the light. There's beauty in the low and beauty in goodbye. There is beauty, beauty, beauty everywhere. There is beauty, beauty, so best you be aware. There is beauty in the land and beauty in the sky. Beauty all around and beauty deep inside. There's beauty in the calm. There's beauty in the storm. There's beauty when we die. There's beauty when we're born. There is beauty, beauty, beauty everywhere. There is beauty, beauty, the best you be aware. There is beauty, beauty, beauty everywhere. There is beauty, beauty, love for us to share. There's enough for us to share. There's enough for us to share. All right. I think all you guys have to come back next week because you're so good at this. This is terrific. And then I believe, oh yeah, I get to sing another one. Sing Through Me. This is an Anthony Burbidge original. Anthony's the glue that holds our whole musical thing together. And it's always a privilege to sing Anthony's original music. Just looking through my bass notes here to make sure that I moved the couch into the right position here so that when everyone goes to sit down, they don't land on the floor. Okay. On my own, I am only one. With your voice, I can do much more. So I let go, and I'm not alone. You appear, and you lead me home. Sing through me. Sing through me. Use my voice. Spirit, won't you sing through me? Behind my walls, I can feel so strong. Your love, I can open up. So I let go, and I'm not alone. You appear, and I fall into your arms. Love through me. Love through me. Use my heart. Spirit, won't you use me? All around there is so much hurt. With your power, I can feel the world. So I go, and we're not alone. You appear, and you heal us all. Heal through me. Let's hear some voices. Heal through me. Use my voice. Spirit, won't you heal through me? Sing through me. Sing through me. Use my voice. Spirit, won't you sing through me? Love through me. Heal through me. Sing through me. All right. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Oh, what a bunch of sunny looking faces here. I'm sure it's got nothing to do with the sun outside. It does help, doesn't it? Yeah. My name is Katie Grinham, and I'm going to be your Sunday Experience guide this morning. I'm delighted to be here and sharing myself with you as you are sharing yourselves with me. If it is your first time to Unity, a very warm welcome. As you'll spend time here, you'll realize that there really is space for each and every one of you to come and be who you are and where you are. We don't have to come all feeling like, oh, I've got to have myself together. It's a place to be who you are and allow Spirit to move through you, to share yourself, to heal, to expand. So many opportunities happen in spiritual community. So thank you for taking the time and making the choice to come together. I wanted to thank the band and just a point of reflection. All the music that you heard this morning was written by Anthony Burbidge. And you know, when you write that music, you feel it and you move it through. But it's quite something when someone like Doug has to come and be his authentic self and sing that music. So that's why I had a bit different feel this morning. And I think that's one of the things I love best about our community is that we all get to be who we are and share our gifts. So let's give them another hand for that this morning. All right, very good. Well, taking a moment now, let's turn within. Let's get centered. I just invite you to sit down in your seat, feel your feet on the floor, just settling in, allowing yourself to arrive, as it were. Taking a deep breath in and slowly out. And just check in. How is your heart this morning? How are you feeling? Excited, nervous, sleepy, not sure, just knowing that it's okay just to be. That it is in this still moment that we can connect to our own inner knowing. We can connect with spirit inside us. We can feel that we are not alone. We are part of the greater love expression all around us. Breathe that in, know it to be so, and allow your heart and mind to be nourished this morning. And so it is. All right. And now, as we speak, it empowers our mind, our hearts as well. So let's speak together and repeat the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Wonderful. And what you'll see next coming up is a statement that we've been saying over the last year or two to really strengthen our own commitment. Because we know the power of words, and when we use them to direct our lives, there's a deeper sense of being on track, feeling true to ourselves, and certainly being in the vibration of love is an awfully big help on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to repeat this statement together, and then we're going to move into doing a chant around that. So let's start with repeating together. Unity of Calgary is committed to life in the vibration of love. And I, too, am committed to living in the love vibration. And what does that really mean? What does it mean to commit to living in love? To feel that divine presence, to be forgiving, to be open, to allow it to move through us and out into the world. And our world needs our love more than ever now, does it not? So what we're going to do is we're going to tone. We're going to use the tone. You know what? I'm going to just zig a little on the zag here. We were going to do an ah, but I feel like there's an om coming up here. I feel like there's an om. So what we're going to do is we're going to om together 5 times, and knowing that each time we're expanding it. So the first Om will be for your inner self, right? Connecting in, feeling you, feeling your love, your peace. Then the next Om, we're going to expand out into this room. Let everyone be bathed in it, right? And then the next Om will fill our city. And I'm sure you know where this is going. Next one into our country, and then out into the world. So let's begin together. Om, and one more. And allow yourself to feel all the energy created by our Om. And imagine it traveling around the world to each and every soul. For every heart that needs comforting, courage, safety, love. Whatever is needed, hold in your heart that each individual is receiving that. Breathe it in. Know it to be so. And surrender it into love. And so it is. Nice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that all. Brings it deeper, doesn't it? Feel it richer. And now I would like to call up Heather Baradia. I was practicing. Heather Baradia to read our daily word. Please welcome Heather. You line up and I'll give it to you.
Sunday, June 14th, 2026. I express appreciation for my many blessings. It has been said that what I appreciate appreciates. The more I give thanks for what I have, the more blessings I will discover. Practicing gratitude in all circumstances helps me realize how abundantly blessed I am. When I remember all the good that God is, more good is revealed to me. Taking a breath, I give thanks for life. Opening my eyes, I give thanks for the clarity of spiritual vision. Listening deeply, I give thanks for divine wisdom. With every bite of food, every sip of water, I feel grateful for my body and physical senses. There is so much to appreciate, from the small everyday things to life's most grand events. Giving thanks with my whole heart brings me joy. I practice appreciation for all that I am, all that I have, and all that I do. I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. I will tell of all your wonderful deeds. Psalm 9:1.
Hang on, my cord's got a little. There we go. It's coming around. It's coming around. There we go. There we go. Thank you very much, Heather. And, oh, that's right. Oh, yes. Thank you. You know, the mind is a busy place. It goes, oh, I don't know if I can do that. And voila. Yes. And if you would like to be one of our daily word readers, we would love to have your presence here as well. There's a sign-up sheet on the welcome table, and as you can see, you did live through it. Heather has. So thank you, Heather. Beautiful. And now we're going to have some music by, is it just you or the band in this one? You all together on this one,
That
Doug?
depends on what song we're playing.
Are you doing
Oh,
Pure Love?
Okay. Like I say, I moved all the furniture.
All
so
right.
Ray, being the brave soul that he is, he's going to step in and accompany me on this blues song.
All righty,
It's
take
a
her
blues
away.
song written for people that are having a great day.
All right. Just a unity kind of thing.
Yeah. And as you can see, the song is called Pure, Pure Love, which is what every blues song is actually all about. Open my heart, I open my heart to pure, pure love. Open my heart, I open my heart to pure, pure love. I sit in silence and breathe the sacred air. I feel the joyful presence of pure love everywhere. I softly close my eyes as the world slows down. We are all connected with our feet upon the ground. Open my heart, I open my heart to pure, pure love. Open my heart, I open my heart to pure, pure love. There comes a moment when my soul is free. There are no limits, there are no boundaries. Just like a sunrise shining in my mind, I see the glow of peace illuminating all mankind. Open my heart, I open my heart to pure, pure love. Open my heart, I open my heart to pure, pure love. Open my heart, I open my heart to pure, pure love. Pure, pure love, pure, pure love, pure, pure love. Thank you.
All right, nothing like some pure love to get things moving. Thank you very much. And that is an original song by Doug Warren.
Yeah, it is. But I do like to say that all of my original songs are co-written by all of you.
All right. Well, now is the time when we get to connect with our speakers for the morning. And I say speakers because It is a mother and daughter team who are coming to share with us. And their talk is called Choose Growth Willingly, or It Will Choose You. Cara is an integrative somatic trauma practitioner with a background in education and theater. And she has spent years diving into the deep mysteries of trauma and how to help humanity transcend it, how to help people move back into being themselves and empowered in their lives. And she has done this with many people, and we're delighted that she is now doing more speaking about that and being here today. And of course, Janice Butler is no stranger to us, anybody who has been part of Unity. She was part of our board for many years, as well as the heart and soul of a lot of activities that we did. So we're always delighted when you're here, Miss Janice. When she isn't here, she is a therapist in private practice, has been for over 30 years. She leads workshops, and she speaks at conferences. She's also published some books. Very busy lady, you can hear. And recently has had an extraordinary adventure, which was a rebirth, and quite frankly, a brush with a near-death experience. Okay, I'm not going to cry. Which has been deeply inspiring to all who know her. And grateful for you sharing your journey with us. And mostly, we're delighted that it has deepened her commitment to love and life. So please welcome Cara and Janice to share with us this morning.
Yes, we do. Can we raise it? Do you want a little higher? Yeah, like quite high, yeah. Thank you very much. I can help too if you need it.
I just did the wrong one.
Oh. That's perfect.
Perfect.
And heart on heart. Oh, sorry. Dear God, please just help us to serve.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Crash, bang up here. I'm so grateful to be here at Unity. I recognize how much I miss it when I come and see all your beautiful faces, and it's just really lovely to be here. I'm pretty loud, Bob, so. Oh, gotcha. Yes, okay. I really appreciate Cara remembering to say, help me to serve, because for many years, Cara was in my theater productions as a young girl and then a teenager and young adult. And before every performance, I would always ask the cast to join hands, whether there was 6 of them or 200, and say, help me to serve. And it's really beautiful to have your daughter remind you, remember, Mom, help me to serve. So I'm grateful for that. What a topic, nurturing growth. And it's true, choose it or it'll choose you. So I'm really grateful to be here and to share this time with Cara. Yeah, growth is going to happen whether we like it or not, because the alternative is being stagnant or even worse, death.
Fall forward into God. He will protect you, correct you, and redirect you. I think falling forward is a step most of us are afraid to take in any endeavor, in growth, in healing, in faith. We stand at the edge asking ourselves, do I jump? Do I trust? Years ago, my partner Tyler passed away unexpectedly after a tragic fall at work. Before he passed, he had given me a deck of cards. At one point, I had actually been upset with him and I threw them away. But months later, about a week after he died, while I was packing up the house and preparing to move, I found that same deck again. So I just asked, I said, Tyler, please show me a card. And I pulled one. And the word on it was trust. The image was of someone standing at the edge of a cliff, the fool, about to take a leap of faith into the unknown. And the message spoke about how the jump looks terrifying from above. But what we don't see is that there is something waiting for us right at the bottom. It's God. Because maybe that's the truth about growth. God sits at the bottom of every disaster, not causing the pain, but waiting within it. Waiting to hold us, steady us, guide us. Just like that card felt to me, take the leap, trust. And isn't that the stage for so many of us are in? Do we jump? Do we trust? Do we move towards greatness, joy, healing? God may be calling us into, even when we can't see yet the outcome. Maybe faith isn't about avoiding the fall. Maybe faith is about learning to fall forward into God. Because God is our hammock. He is our heavenly pillow. He meets us with grace when shadows are cast over our lives. And even when we cannot see what is ahead, he asks us to trust that his hands are already there. So maybe the question is not, will we fall? The question is, will we trust enough to fall forward?
What happens when we don't take action? We suffer. Every time I know I need to take action and I don't, in some way I suffer. I stay stuck. I have unpleasant consequences reminding me, and I don't get what I want or what I need. And perhaps even worse is, what if the action I'm being called to take is the answer to somebody else's prayer? For those of you who don't know, I almost died last year. I had sepsis. For 10 days, I laid in a coma, unconscious, my family being told I might not make it through the night. I was told by many nurses and several doctors that people like me would end up in long-term care facility, rehab centers. That's not how I saw my life. I saw myself walking, returning home, and carrying on with my mission. You lose about 12% of your muscle mass every day that you're in a coma. I was in ICU for 10 days. The next 3 months, I couldn't move a muscle. My husband had to feed me. I had to be lifted through the air. I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. I laid there thinking about my life and what actions I might take to move me out of this position. Slowly, I began to ask my husband, just lift my legs, just bend them, just move my arms up and down. My husband, a saintly soul, did that for me religiously. So this month's topic about nurturing growth through action, it's where I live every day. I can remember laying in that bed crying to my friend, I can't move my legs. It's a terrible feeling to not be able to do the things that just naturally do. But it was hour after hour. I'd get up, I'd move slowly. I'd do the physio. They would ask the impossible of me, and most days the physio would say, are you going to pass out? Because the pain was so great. At the time, the physio and nobody seemed to be aware, I had 2 complete tears in my rotator cuff, a shoulder that had bursitis, rips in my scapula as well as a ruptured bicep. But they still kept asking me, and I kept saying yes. The pain was great, but I couldn't afford to say no. One of the physio students told me that the physiotherapist told her, if other people won't do their physio, just go ask Janice, because she always says yes. A big part of taking action is saying yes. I know that if even now, because I'm waiting for a complete shoulder replacement, and even as I do my physio each morning, it still hurts. But I know if I don't take action and do it, it hurts worse. I always had the faith I was going to be okay. And I wasn't alone in that. There was a prayer circle that surrounded me, and my daughter and my husband and friends reminding me, it's all going to be okay. Faith was the foundation of my healing, and faith is the foundation of action.
You know, sometimes life strips us down completely, so we stop arguing with God about how things are done. And maybe that is where faith begins. Faith says, even if I cannot see the whole plan, I trust the one leading me. You know, when a person is stripped raw and bare, when life humbles them, breaks them open, and brings them to their knees, literally, I've been there many times, and often all that is left is God. I've noticed something through my time with my family, clients, and friends. When people become vulnerable, when all the walls come down, something inside always shows up. This deep, unwavering knowing that God is with them. Even in heartbreak, even in the uncertainty, even when they cannot feel Him. There's a scripture that we often hear that says, with God, all things are possible. And I once heard Carolyn Mess say that in all of her years, she has never witnessed that not to be true. So I want to ask you all something. Can you think back to a moment in your life when you finally surrendered, when you stopped gripping so tightly and just trusted God? Was there ever a moment when the impossible somehow showed up at your doorstep? Because maybe the miracle wasn't that life became easy. Maybe the miracle was that God made a way where there didn't seem to be one.
Argue your limitations, and surely they are yours. Aristotle. Years ago, I was directing a show called The Music Man. If any of you have ever seen that show, you know it's quite a complicated show, very wordy. One of the cast members, an older man, he was in quite a lot of the scenes, but in particular the opening scene, which was a very difficult song with lots of lines to learn, and the timing was tricky. This man practiced and practiced and practiced, and he kept saying, I don't think I'm going to get it. I can't remember. I forget all the time. He'd practice and practice and practice, and then he'd speak these words about himself. Strangely, not to us, one day his family came home to find him dazed and confused. He couldn't remember anything. They took him to the hospital where they did every kind of medical test, and they couldn't find anything wrong. Because he was a spiritual man, and because he had a wife and daughter who reminded him, he realized he'd been speaking these words and arguing for his limitations. All the practice in the world was not going to do him any good if he kept the belief going that he couldn't remember. I'm proud and happy to say that man did the show flawlessly, not a line forgotten. No trips of his tongue. Don't argue your limitations. Nurturing or arguing for your limitations is not the way to go. I often see clients in my office who tell me their limitations, and then spend an hour telling me why they can't let go of them. It's impossible. Science has proven that if you're convinced a limitation is permanently true, your brain will stop looking for ways to bypass it, and it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy, much like in the story I told. Arguing why you can't achieve a goal creates an invisible ceiling. You'll be right about the limitation, but you'll still be stuck. Ceilings aren't part of God's plan, and comfort is never the final destination.
Lord, I trust you even when I don't. We live in a world where the word growth sounds like a grand adventure. We hear things like grow together, personal growth, level up, become your highest self. Growth sounds beautiful, positive, exciting. But what I think that we're not really taught is that growth is uncomfortable. Growth is not always beautiful. Growth often looks like grief, complete tragedy, uncertainty, letting go of an old version, almost dying. And if we're honest, growth often feels like breaking. But maybe breaking is not a punishment. Maybe breaking is the preparation. We must break in order to have a breakthrough. And Janice.
Action moves us out of limitation. So often in life when we need to change, we're reluctant to do so. We have a lot of excuses. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. A client told me the other day, I don't have the self-confidence. I'm telling you that if you don't willingly change, life will provide you with a circumstance to help and support you, like almost dying. My journey back from this near-death experience taught me a great deal about faith and action, learning how to ask for help, and then also being willing to receive the help when it comes. Sometimes action means being open. You know, one time when I was a single mom, my kids were little, I was broke, I was sitting on my couch, bemoaning the fact that I had no money for my rent or to get my kids to school even. And I was like, why doesn't somebody come help me? I was asking, why doesn't my minister come? Why doesn't my family come? Why aren't my friends showing up? And then I heard this voice say, why don't you ask them? It kind of jolted me out of my pity party. As soon as I was willing to take the action of asking, help showed up in many forms. One day I went to church. Somebody showed up with an envelope. I didn't even know them. They handed it to me, and when I got home and looked, there was $100 in it, which was a lot of money 35 years ago. Taking action makes things happen. Over and over while I was in that hospital bed, I learned this lesson. I remember Laura saying to me, maybe receiving is what it's all about, learning how to ask. And maybe about it, that was one of my biggest lessons. You gotta ask and you gotta be willing to receive.
Amen. Receiving is part of growth. I've personally had moments basically at the bottom. Yes, I was there. And I've had to have my parents help me. They called on community. And when I would say thank you, I noticed something in myself. I would tighten up. I would feel shame. I couldn't even fully receive that help. I'd look away, feel guilty, like somehow receiving pointed the mirror at all of my flaws. And then I had this realization. If I don't know how to receive love, help, support, or blessings, how can I receive what God wants to give me or where God wants to take me? Sometimes we pray for abundance while emotionally rejecting it. Sometimes we pray for healing while resisting support. Sometimes we ask God for open doors to open while standing with our arms crossed because shame tells us that we don't deserve to walk through them. But receiving is holy. Receiving is trust.
Another lesson I learned was about taking responsibility. When I moved to the Clare's Home Hospital for my last month, I had a physical therapist who I didn't jive with at first. He was kind of a hard ass. The first thing he said to me was, I was concerned about my safety. I was still a complete lift. I was still in a wheelchair. And I was worried about falling. And he said, it's 100% your responsibility whether you fall or not. That didn't sit well with me because I wanted someone to take care of me. But you know what? He was right. Because quite a few times nurses would come in and try and just lift me without putting the brakes on the wheelchair. That physical therapist said, you tell them, put my brakes on. Your safety is your responsibility. If something feels uncomfortable and not safe, you have to speak up. Another big lesson that I had to learn, speak up for yourself. Do your part. Take action. Then trust God with the rest. You know, we all heard faith without works is dead. And that's very true. Small acts of faith. Just begin. As Rumi stated, as you start to walk on the way will appear. Don't wait for confidence to show up so you can do it. Trust me, confidence rarely comes first. It usually follows. Don't worry about what the action is. I don't know if you've ever been stuck and you're stuck because you don't know what action to take. I say any action will do. Yesterday, as we were doing this talk, Cara and I are very different in the way we process things. She's a channeler, and I'm a preparer, like everything written. And so we work hard at appreciating and being grateful for each other's differences, but there's also moments of frustration. And as we spent all day trying to make this talk happen, I realized my patience was zero. I was feeling quite irritable, and I needed to take action. So I spoke the truth. I went outside. I wiggled my toes in the grass. And then I took some deep breaths. I went in the house and I have these pulleys hooked up, did my pulley exercises, did a whole bunch of other movement. I moved the energy through. Seems like a small, simple action, but it totally shifted my energy. At this point, I'm still having to take action every day. I'm still going to the gym and swimming and doing my yoga, and it still hurts, but I'm still doing it. Action is physical, but it can also be emotional and spiritual. I start each day with a prayer, a devotion, a song. But I also start each day with stretches, leg lifts, and my physio exercises. Often during the day when things feel hard, I breathe and I say, God, what is the purpose in my life of this struggle and this pain? And then I ask, how is this moving me closer to what I want to do with my life? And then I move my body. I do some more rope pulleys, some heel lifts. Any action shifts my energy. If you want to be miserable and suffer, do your spiritual, emotional work, but don't take any action. That's the fastest way to misery, I know. Imagine a surfer standing at the shore of a beautiful ocean, longing to go inside and feel the waves underneath him, but never entering the water. Imagine a piano player who sits swaying at the piano, their fingers perched, ready to play, but never touching the keys.
I believe that real suffering is not doing what we came here to do. That's where you feel it. So don't die with your music still in you. When God calls you, listen.
I want to share a story that touched me deeply that I heard recently that sort of illustrates all the things that we've been talking about. It's about a young minister who was raised in a very violent, abusive family. One day, he heard the call that he was to drive to the home he grew up in. He hadn't been there for some 30 years, and he didn't want to. He avoided the call for as long as he could, but because he was obedient and knew that it wasn't going to go away, he decided just to take the drive to the house, and he sat outside. He did that, and a whole realm of feelings emerged of when he was a child with his siblings in this very abusive, violent home. Eventually, he got the call, go to the door. Again, he was very resistant. But because he had great courage and he knew that God would only ask him to do what was good for him, he walked to the door and knocked. An elderly lady opened the door. She looked at him and smiled and welcomed him in. She went to her bureau and she drew out a picture of him and his brothers and sisters when they were small. She said, "When I moved into this house, I could feel that tremendous abuse and violence and evil had been done here. And I found this picture of these children. And for the last 30 years, I prayed for them every single day." Both the minister and the woman took action, followed their intuition, and they knew that as a result of that, this man was a minister. He saw the power of prayer firsthand.
Maybe the thing that you're resisting the most is actually the place where God is calling you. Maybe the thing that feels unsafe is actually the doorway to safety. Maybe growth feels uncomfortable because something inside you is breaking open. And maybe today God is asking us, will you trust me more than your fear? Will you trust that breakthrough comes after breaking? So what is your will? Not your fear, not your shame, not your excuses, but your God-given will. Because on the other side might be the very life that God has been trying to lead you into. And now, Doug, will you just lead us into meditation, please?
Be my art. The meditation song is Breathe, Feel, Love. And you're welcome to sing along or just think along. If you want to connect with hearts that care, just breathe, feel, love. If you want to connect with hearts that care, just breathe. If you want to connect with hearts that care, just breathe. If you want to connect with heart
God, I ask that you move through us during this meditation and help us remember our highest, truest will, and help us have the courage to act on it. Be with us in all our worries. We thank you and we love you. And now just close your eyes. Ground yourself. Pause, breathe, and deepen into love. Before action, let thy truest free will come forth. We invite new breath, fresh breath, rebirth. What is your will? Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Allow yourself to settle. No performing, no fixing, just arriving. You do not have to become anything in this moment. This is between you and God. And as you're sitting here today, I want to ask you a question, a sacred question, a question that may have been buried underneath fear, underneath survival, disappointment, the old stories. What is your will? Not your conditioning, not your trauma, not the voice that says, stay small, don't risk, don't trust. What if I fail? No. Beneath all of that, there is something deeper, a truth, a longing, a God-given becoming. Together we are going to move through the body God created and gently ask, what is the will here? What healing is waiting? What growth is trying to emerge? At the base of your body, bring your awareness to the bottom of your body, to your foundation, and ask, am I safe? Just notice, no judgment, only noticing. If fear lives here, let it be seen. If exhaustion lives here, let it be seen. Quietly ask yourself, what is my will here? Is it to trust, believe, to survive? To finally rest. God is holding me, and say quietly inside, God, help me feel safe enough to grow. Pause, breathe into the lower belly, the emotional body, the place of feeling, relationships, receiving, grief, joy, pleasure, and ask gently, what is my will here? Is it to soften, to receive, to stop apologizing for needing help, to allow love in, to release shame? Ask yourself, what blessings have I struggled to receive? And imagine God gently opening your hands and whisper, I am safe to receive what God has for me. Pause. Breathe into the solar plexus now. Bring awareness to the center of your stomach, the place of courage, action, responsibility, and power. The place that asks, will I step forward? Maybe this place feels tight, frozen, afraid. Maybe this is where your resistance lives. Maybe this is where fear says, stay hidden. Don't be seen. Don't try. But ask the question, what is my will here? Not fear, will. What is it saying to you? To grow? Maybe you want to trust what God has planted inside of you. Maybe you want to become. And quietly say, God, help me trust responsibility more than resistance. Help me trust that growth creates safety. Now pause. Breathe into the heart. That place of grief, of love, forgiveness, tenderness. And just simply notice what is here. What is my will here? To forgive, to let love in, to believe that you are worthy of goodness. And if your heart feels heavy, imagine God sitting beside it, not rushing it, not fixing it, just holding it. Whisper softly, God, soften what fear has hardened. Now pause, breathe, and move into the throat, the place of your truth, your expression, your voice, the place where so many dreams got trapped. And ask, what is my will here? Do I want to speak? Should I stop shrinking? I want to tell the truth. Whisper, God, help me trust my voice. Help me stop hiding who you created me to be. Pause. Breathe. In the mind and spirit, bring your awareness between your eyes and above the head as well. The place of vision, faith, trust, surrender. The place where fear fights with faith. Ask, what is my will here? To surrender, to trust, to stop worshiping worst case scenarios, to trust God more than fear. Whisper, God, align my will with yours. Help me trust. Now pause. Breathe. And now, see yourself standing at the edge of growth, at the edge of change, at the edge of becoming. Maybe fear is still there. That's okay. Fear gets to come, but fear no longer leads. God leads. Truth leads. Will leads. Faith leads. And ask yourself one final time. When fear gets quiet, when shame gets quiet, when survival gets quiet, what is my will? And whatever answer comes, trust it. Because perhaps growth is not becoming someone new. Perhaps growth is becoming who God created you to be all along. And when you're ready, just take one deep breath in. And slowly exhale. Thank you.
And as we slowly come back into this room filled with love, I'll play that refrain 3 more times. You're welcome to join with your voices or just remain in silence. If you'd like to connect with hearts that care, just if you like to connect with hearts that care, just if you like to connect with hearts that care, just
Thank you so much for taking this journey from about growth and action. We're so grateful that you were here with us today. We feel blessed by your presence. I feel especially blessed to share this stage with my daughter. It's really gratifying to hear. Hear your child speak so eloquently about the teachings that are dear to you, that you have tried to instill in them. And it's really, it's just a beautiful experience to do that. So thank you, Cara. Bless you all to be brave enough to take the action that you need to take. You're not alone. So it is.
extreme pleasure. Now, I just wanted to explain a little bit where this song came from. And actually part of the background, how I actually put it together. Quick background. As you know, many of you know, those of you who don't, Katie and I were married on May the 29th. It was a wedding adventure, which it truly was. It was an epic adventure. And what I discovered is that in the process of planning a wedding and getting married, it kind of cuts into your spare time a bit. So consequently, I found myself coming into the music for today with the idea of a song that I had told everybody we were going to play, but I had not yet actually written. And as luck would have it, I was called into work yesterday. So I'm in construction, and I had to go and let some fellas in to install an overhead garage door. So I ended up writing the song while they were installing the garage door. And I had the impression they kind of liked the song. So I hope you folks like it too. And the basis of the song was that I think at the foundation, the essence of whatever we all are, that is completely unbreakable. And in everything else, all the edifice, it comes and goes. But the purest essence of who we are, it's like it's anchored to the bedrock. You know, if you've ever seen that picture of the lighthouse that has this mammoth wave crashing over it, and the lighthouse is just, I'm here. Well, that is the image that I have of the bond that Cara, you and Janice have. And that at times, you have been the anchor for each other and inspired each other to be your best selves. So part of this was, I suppose, the advice that I think that you gave each other on an intuitive level, and I think it's good advice for everybody else. And no, it's not a sad song. It's a happy song. So, you know, if you want to get up and move around, it's kind of a groove-orientated thing. It's called Into the Light. And the chorus, which gets repeated several times, I step into the light and count my blessings. I choose to do what's right and hold my head high. I step into the light and I count my blessings. I choose to do what's right and I hold my head high. I step into the light and I count my blessings and I choose to do what's right and I hold my head high. Though there are moments that are so challenging, I know that I won't lose my way. Your guiding voice comes returning to me. I hear your spirit softly say, we step into the light, we count hear some voices here. I step into the light and I count my blessings. I choose to do what's right and I hold my head high. I step into the light and I count my blessings. I choose to do what's right and I hold my head high. I'm looking deep inside and I see the beauty.
Wow. What a morning we've had, hey? Woo! Cara, Janice. It's the authenticity that touches me most. Thank you so much for sharing so deeply and authentically, and wasn't it like just feeling, and the journey you've been on is not easy. And many of us have journeys at times in our lives, maybe in this very moment, that are not easy. And just thank you for such an inspiring share. Appreciate it. And how could Doug's song not have fitted more perfectly? Unbelievable. I would say Spirit was very busy last night. Okay, over here, you do that, you do this, All right, everybody breathe. That's your part. This is your part. It was directed beautifully, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Well, and how about that? Spirit directing our lives. How many have asked for a Spirit-led life? Well, I think we're experiencing it. And there's also another saying that I've heard many times is that there's no time and space in spiritual things. And so consequently, we are running a little bit later. So I think it was worth every minute, don't you? Yeah. So I just want to acknowledge that in case there's some people who have other commitments. We're going to be just a little bit over. But yeah, how juicy has this morning been? So thank you so much for everything that has been shared here this morning. So let's take a moment now to know that within this physical world, we do have our responsibilities and things that we need to care for, including this community. So it is now time that we enter into our conscious giving, knowing that we use our time, our talent, and treasure to bring this community together every Sunday morning and to share what we think makes a difference in the world. Because each of us are changed today, and we go out into the world, and all the people we connect with feel this loving presence that we did today. So as we give our offering, we're going to stand up and stretch our legs a little bit. We're going to sing together, Give with an Open Heart. And they'll be passing the heart bowls around. Bob, passing the heart bowls there? Very good.
I'm gonna give with an open heart. I'm gonna give with an open heart. I'm grateful for this moment. I'm grateful for my life. And I trust that a higher power will always be there to provide. That's why I give with an open heart.
I invite you to affirm together our abundance affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you all.
Thank you, Claude. And just to know, you can also donate online. Many of us have gotten that habit, especially through COVID. And you can donate at Unity. Oh, where are we here again? I think, well, it's right up there. I don't need to repeat it. So, oh, there we go. And yes, and thank you that who you are and all the different ways you share do make a difference. So we appreciate that. And not that we haven't had a prayerful time, because I really do think we have. That to know that unity is based on prayer, affirmation, and sharing, and to know that taking time each and every day in whatever form you can makes a difference. And you can place your prayer requests in our prayer box at the back there. It is prayed over by our community as well as in Unity Village. And you can also call 1-800-NOW-PRAY. So I'm going to hold that we pray as we stand up and sing One Great Power.
All right. So it's donate at unityofcalgary.org. This is your second last chance to sing along with something today. So we don't want to squander that second last chance. Just one presence and just one light, shining in the world like a beacon in the night. It's just one power we all can share, one great power everywhere. One great power, one great love, big as the ocean and the skies above. One great spirit waiting in prayer, one great power everywhere. There's one great power everywhere. All right. Just one purpose and just one spark, burning our souls like a candle in the dark. One chorus we all can sing, one great power, let it ring. One great power, one great love, big as the ocean and the skies above. One great spirit waiting in prayer, one great power everywhere. There's one great power everywhere. Just one purpose and just one spark, burning in our soul like a candle in the dark. Just one chorus we all can sing, one great power, let it ring. One great power, one great love, big as the ocean and the skies above. One great spirit waiting in prayer, one great power everywhere. There's one great power everywhere. All right, we're going to do one more chorus here. One great power, one great love, big as the ocean and the skies above. One great spirit waiting in prayer, one great power everywhere. One great power everywhere. One great power everywhere.
All right, all right. Please have a seat. I have just a few things I want to share with you about what's coming up here in the next little while. Next week is True Guy Starhorse. He'll be here at Father's Day. He'll be doing his music, his message. Who here has heard the music of True? Right? Yes, off the Richter scale, amazing. So you don't want to miss that one. That's for sure. Love you to join for that. And then afterwards, we'll be having a contemplation and conversations about, I guess, about the talk, about whatever that we're needing to pray and contemplate about. And then on June 28th, we have Tammy Nesbitt. Dun, 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 there's the girl. new to our community, but not new to sharing her gifts. And we're just so excited that she's stepping forward to do our interactive Sundays. So on the 28th, we face the other way. We are in a circle. There's sharing. It's more interactive. And her talk is called Pruning for Growth. And it's not a talk, as I say, it's interactive. Same time, 10:30, and hope that you will join us for that experience. All right, very good. Well, let's stand up. Oh, I said that. Oh, prayer circle today. Alrighty, I was rushing. Now, the thing that's most is all that information is up on the bulletin board. So that's the place that you need to go and get your details, right? And also, sign up for the newsletter. If you're not on the newsletter, that is the place where you can get information. All right, standing up now. And guess what we're going to sing? Surprise! Stand.
Cara,
All right.
Cara, what's your daughter's name?
Bella.
Okay, so we're going to sing Stand, and I'm going to leave you with a life lesson that I learned from Bella, Cara's daughter. We were at the grand opening of Susan Cullen's Sanctuary for the Feminine. We were all gathered around outside, and what Bella showed us all is that you should notice the butterflies and the ladybugs, and you should enjoy every cookie. Let there be peace, I understand for peace. Let there be love, I understand for love. Let there be joy, I understand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace, I understand for peace. Let there be love, I understand for love. Let there be joy, I understand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace, I understand for peace. Let there be love, I understand for love. Let there be joy, I understand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
Thank you, everyone. Please stay for conversations that matter with people who care. Have an awesome week radiating your love into the world. And so it is.